Friends, this is a new bill which is put before Parliament, and this will be bill effective from 1st April 2026. The PPT of this presentation would be available in blog, Nitin Pathak, blogspot.com, and email. You can email me regarding this through nitin@gmail.com or WhatsApp me. There will be key insight is being taken care here. There are PPT and YouTube, a lot of presentation is relating to this new bill. I'll be putting it in a blog in a PPT form so that anyone wants to understand the concept, they will be able to get it. Okay. And we are going to talk on 21st February, 6:30 p.m. on Zoom as well as physical. You can join through blog. The subject is how to be successful CV, how you can, which is going to be discussed there. Our in-depth analysis of budget would be available on blog, which was already published in YouTube, and DVD will be available on blog. There are art of investments, stock market in 1 and 2 is already on the blog in terms of PDF as well as YouTube is available. You can join Nitin Pathak through YouTube. There was direct text budget economic survey is also taken care. There are a number of presentation is available on blog. Now coming to the bill in proper, last bill was Income Tax Bill 1961. That has become law. Then during all these years, because of the need of the hours, economic law requires a lot of changes. There are 4,000 changes, which makes the law very bulky. Now, if you look at the bulk of the budget, Income Tax Act, now it will be reduced to one half. All before coming to this bill, which is introduced in the Parliament, and would be sent to panel for their discussion, their suggestion. And before coming into that, 20,176 suggestions were received from stakeholder. They were categorized into obsolete language, requirement, and the same is taken care. Each and every steps were taken care. In 2009 and 2019, the proposed amendment new bill was planned, but it could not come into existence because of one or other reason. But that idea was also taken into consideration. And the other one is in Australia and UK. There is recently this law has been changed from old to new, and whatever the suggestion, whatever the issues which are coming to the picture is also being taken care in this income tax new bill 2025. I am going to take another, which is in-depth analysis, which is right now, this would be for 1 hour talk. The next talk would be for around 3 hours, which contains everything in detail for professional. But this will give an overall view of what are the changes made in the budget. The budget is mapped for old section versus new section, which I have put it on a blog, which is published by government only. Each section with memorandum of understanding is there. There is a broad scope is also discussed there. Question answer session, which is around 45 questions, which gives the simplicity of the budget. Before coming into it would refer to the suggestion standing committee. After incorporating the same will be put in next parliament. It will be effective from 1st April 2026. The new act will be shorter, succinct, and simpler. There are no jargons, simplicity, no sketching of heads. New regime and old regime will still continue. New act has taken care of all the changes made in this budget is also taken care into this new budget. In the old one, there were 823 pages. Now it has been reduced to 622 pages. Section has been reduced to 298 words to 536 sections. Sections have been increased to simplify, and all the sections are compiled at one place. The word which I said the bulk would be reduced to almost one half. 5.412 lakhs words were there. Now it has been reduced to 2.6 lakhs words. 1,200 provisions and 900 expressions have been removed. The act passed, this is already taken. These are the reason: accumulation of amendment, intricate language, detailed provision, redundancy in heavy structure. Income tax is a dynamic, needs change over a period of time. I've already covered in my talk. The changes in pronouncement in the business. The finance minister has already said it will be concise, lucid, easy to read and understand. The new suggestion is revised, which I said there are 2,000, there are so many suggestions: policy-related, language-related, removal of doubt, and obsolete. There are 57 tables as compared to 18 in the last Income Tax Act. Simple language, multiple situation was there in Section 10. There were 150 clauses. Now it's been covered in concise way. In the case of provision relating to NPO, which I have covered in the next, because NGO has become the biggest issue. The first change is that there are called tax year. The concept for previously there was tax year, assessment year, financial. There was previous year. There's been a lot of problems. So they have said only tax year. Tax year means the year for the purpose of consideration of income. The unit period of taxation. And financial means the financial is the year for the purpose of timeline and compliance and procedure aspect. So financial year and tax year is the only two words that have been used as compared to four words which are used in the previous year. It becomes so simple. Any layman can understand because of the tax year and the financial year. Tax year is the period for which taxation is considered. Financial means for the purpose of compliance, what date you need to file return, timeline and compliance procedure would be in the financial year. Okay. TDS and TDS can be made easier by providing the table. In TDS, non-resident, there is a different table, resident, there is a different table. And all tables are made comprehensive so that you don't need to refer so many judgments and laws. And all the words which are used, all the sections, all the words and things are used, so that the judgment which has been referred in the old law will still continue to be here, and this is also considered. For salary class, they have made the provision very simple. They have covered schedule. What is the schedule? Okay. Schedule 2 and perquisite rules are made. So there are schedule 2. There are only for salary class, if you read schedule 2, all the sections are covered perquisite rules. If you read these two, all things are covered there. So you don't have to go into too many sections and this thing. Exempt income and specified person income is specified, which I have detailed here, explained in the later slide. After the bill proved to become operational, it has been sent to legislature for framework. The framework is already started. Notification of new rules and forms are already under process. This would be effective from 1/4/2026. So before that, simultaneous exercise, the PM part is taken care. So before the act would be coming to Parliament, any of the suggestion would be that there is a back office work is going on, including the changing in software, simultaneous exercise of software development, set up the system and process for various administrative and quasi-judicial function, notching the rate, and all the provisions of finance tax taken care. कोई भी रेट में change नहीं है. New bill contain profit and gains and business and profession is as it is, depreciation is as it is, bad debts provision are as it is, actual and actual value and WW value. For the purpose of cost of fixed asset, they have said that GST, when you are claiming GST, that would be carved out for the purpose of depreciation. So value in the books of account for cost of that. GST, when you claim as a deduction or take as a rebate, it will be for a set off. as a IGST, as an input credit. GST will be reduced to that extent and it will not be considered as an actual cost. Expense in scientific remains the same. The foreign exchange currency, there was a different provision. They have made it very easy. Say that only one word, increase in variation in liability is the word being used. For the important projects, let's say we have covered very important provision and then prepare a chart. I want to finish it within 15-20 minutes. So I'm not going into details. I would have a detailed presentation which is going to come later on. એ વખતે હું સેક્શન ટુ સેક્શન વર્ડ ટુ વર્ડ બધું જ સમજાઈશ અને બેઝિકલી એ તમારા પીપીટી માટે છે. You can use the PPT at the later stage. Some of the provision which is explained, section 6 of Income Tax Act provides the condition of stay in India for 60 days. First, the word was for the purpose of employment outside. Therefore, the purpose word nikal diya for employment outside India. Entertainment allowance has been removed. Section 38 of Income Tax allows the deduction of revenue income regarding the premises of business. Section 31 regarding the provision of repair insurance. Income Tax but new bill proposes to combine the provisions into fair proportion of deduction. Suppose you incurred the expenses for the purpose of then the fraud proposal between business and professional, partially used for personal, partially would be differentiated. This is being clearly mentioned. So some of the car or some of the house which we have bought it and we are using for the purpose of business purpose and partially for other purposes has been differentiated within the state. ITB provided that GST is excluded, which I already covered in my talk. Information technology and company secretary. The board has been explicitly included in the special profession which were previously separated. Further, in authorized representative form, artist proposed to be removed. Section 56(2) gift received by an individual from his lineal descendant, and descendant was defined by putting a chart, are not chargeable income tax new bill. It is explicitly mentioned that lineal ascendant and ascendant, including maternal and paternal, would be included for the purpose. The word used maternal and paternal was not used, now it's been used here. Section 64 of the income tax, where the individual has a substantial interest in a concern any time from the concern by way of a salary, commission, free or the remuneration paid to the spouse. Now this previously there was the provision that if any provision, salary, commission and fees paid to the spouse, there should be some special qualification according to the law is required. Here now they say that no special qualification is the requirement. If they work, it covers the cases applied technical professional knowledge experience without formal qualification. Now there is no formal qualification was required, which is condition in the old bill, old act. Now in new bill, there is no provision like this. It is proposed to remove the first condition and to the qualification, the second condition along the side of knowledge and experience. Thus, income could be attributed to the application of technical profession. Now we know that somebody is not having passed the exam, somebody is not professional, but they worked in the field for so long, so they are eligible to give this experience and knowledge to the firm. So there are many ways your professional qualification is not required. Your experience works better than that. If you look at the Modi Saab or so many persons at the helm of affairs, as a chief minister or as managing director, where main qualification is not important, is being taken cognizance by this law. Income tax budget does not contain a provision corresponding to the 7th provision of Income Tax Act, which specifies that circumstances under the income tax must be foreign travel, turnover, gross exceeding threshold. However, the board has been given in this new budget that does not contain a 7th provision which was previously there. But now the return filing was mandatory, would be decided by the board by form of a circular. The board has been given the power to seek the details of credit card held by the SSC, exceeding the threshold of it, particularly in the principal place of business. So instead of providing in the law, they have given the wide power to board of directors, to the CBDT board, to frame a rules and regulations, rules and pass that. Power of valuation to estimate the value of asset defined within the meaning of Section 30 of Wealth Tax. The explanation 147 of IT Act provide you can reassess all those income of his notice. Subsequently, in the course of such process, even if the procedure prescribed 140 was not followed, Section 279 new clause of the IT budget, IT bill, expand the scope of validity process even if the notice is not issued and sanction of the issue is not within the corresponding section. So there were certain conditions which was available previously there under section 147 and 148A has been dropped. Income tax budget expand the scope of the word information to initiate the reassessment. It also includes direction given by approving panel. There were cases when an appeal, reference, or revision or a court of proceeding initiate the information. Previously, the information does not contain the appeal, reference, or revision. Now that has been added in the budget in the form of an information. Okay. ITA Act provision of AO requires information in a faceless manner under section E verification. The notice issued without following the procedure under section 48A of the Income Tax Act. In such cases, prior approval of the specific authority was mandatory under section 148. The two situations have been added to that where no such notice is required to be issued and prior approval of the specific authority is not required. The direction is approved by approving panel. Approving panel means appeal, reference, revision by the court, declaring the arrangement permissible with these things. This act by way of an appeal, reference, and revision by court in any proceeding under any other law. Okay. So there is a huge increase in the gap period. Limitation, they've expanded the what previously what they've been saying, they want a certainty. Now that uncertainty has been prevalent more than before. Increase from 3 year and 5 year to 4 year and 6 year. The limitation period which was available under section 148A was 3 years and 5 years. It has been reduced to 4 and 6 years. So these are the period in which the financial, at the end of the financial year, the provision for reopening was available. That has been increased. Now again, the limitation period to issue notice of reassessment under clause 280 of ITB, income will corresponding 148, increase from 3 and 3 months in 5 and 4 months to 4 months, 4 years and 6 months. So 1 year is increased. No notice under section 280B of income tax shall be issued within 1 year from the end of the expiry year, next year. Corresponding 140, previously there was a provision, no notice under under clause 280 of the budget shall be issued within 1 year from the end of the period. There is no change in the limitation period to complete the assessment except the limitation to give extend from 3 months to 6 months. Total limitation period may extend to 9 months. So everywhere there across the board, they have changed the quarter, month to quarter, and period has increased from this some period to 1 period. And approving panel, whenever there is a reference and appeal has happened in the case of tribunal judgment, High Court and Supreme Court, they have given the power to reopen the cases through panel. Section 156 of the income tax provides that where a demand notice is issued to an employee of an eligible startup to pay tax on perquisite arising from ESOP, he shall be liable to pay within 40 days from the date. Inter 48 months expire from the date of the assessment year of ESOP. Income tax bill extend the time limit from 48 months, 60 months from the end of the relevant period. The income tax bill provides that the order of block assessment must be passed within 12 months from the end of the month which last authorization for a search and requirement. Finance Bill 2012 proposes to changing the time for completing the loss assessment to 12 months from that of the quarter is last to the exit. The ITB can retain the original time limit of 12 months from the end of last for a search requires execution or or made. So are you getting it? So they've given the execution or the provision made. Section 197 of the Income Tax Act permits the SSE to apply for nil or lower deduction TDS. The benefit of nil or lower TDS is restricted to provision for making payment provided in the section. ITB provides broaden this scope. TDS for all payment you can apply for lower TDS. Section 2069 of the Income Tax allows buyer, licensee or lessee to apply for the assessing officer for a certificate permitting the collection of tax at lower rate. The application can be made for some transaction. ITB provides the expand the scope allowing the buyers to apply for. So instead of seller, the buyer can also apply for that. The provision of 69A and 69B regarding underreported money or asset have been included in clause 104 of income tax bill, while considering 69 has been explained in 103. So 69 and 69B is being combined. 69A has been, some of the important provision is explained. Section 69D of the provides that the borrowing of a hundi. In 69D there was a word from borrowing and hundi. Now it's been replaced with the word any negotiable instrument act. The mandatory requirement of giving an opportunity of being heard to the SSE before it had been proposed to be removed. So there were penalty for failure to answer the question, sign the statement, further information, written or statement. They said that it's a straight jacket. You're not come and answer. There is no reason. There should be mandatory. Penalty should be levied for not answering the penalty proceedings. Answer नहीं दिया, statement से नहीं किया, information submit नहीं किया, return submit नहीं किया. So it would be like a fees. You don't answer, pay the penalty. Penalty for failure to comply with the provision section clause 254 old budget 133B under Income Tax Act. There were certain information needs to be collected. Once you have not submitted details, there will be an automatic clause for penalty. So there won't be any hearing for these cases. It's very funny. It's not constitutional, but it has been made. Penalty for failure to comply with the provision under 39A of a PAN number. PAN number नहीं दिया और PAN number गलत दिया. Automatic penalty. Penalty for failure to comply with the provision under section 203 of the Income Tax, failure to furnish the return such a non-cognizable offence. ITB proposes that the prosecution under clause 476 of the Income Tax Budget section 276 CCC with non-cognizable offence, and it can be initiated only with the prior permission of PCIT. Further, if a person is convicted for the same offence under this section, again then regular settlement. एक बार अपने एक section में punishment दिया तो next time it would be less than minimum 6 months and more than 7 months. Penalty would be 7 years penalty would be levied. The search and seizure. The expression any books of account of the document has been changed to any books of account, any information stored in any electronic form and computer system. Now, the books have been replaced or been added with a word in any electronic media computer system, maybe in a cloud mode also. This is the word. Everywhere they have made the changes in electronic media or a computer system. Because computer systems sometimes have the data here and there. Once you combine, it would be available. But it is said that it is a computer system or electronic media. 132 of the Income Tax Act empowers the authorized officer to exercise certain powers where he has a reason to suspect that books or assets are kept in any place, building, or aircraft. One such power is to break open the lock of door, box, locker, shelf, almari. In this new budget, the provision expands the scope of empowering authority by overriding access code to any computer system or virtual digital space where the access code thereof is not available. So what was happening? Most of the time, data is on cloud or in computer virtual digital asset. Until you have an access code, it will not be able. This expand empowering authority to give an access code. So computer is being acknowledged, computer क्या बोलते हैं, anomaly, computer complexity have been recognized and being put on paper in this new income tax bill. Section 132(3) of the Income Tax Act provides that assessing officer can pass a restraint order where it is not practicable to seize the books of account or other document, money, bullion, or jewelry, or other valuable article or things. ITB adds computer system, bank lockers, bank account in the list of asset for which restraint order can be passed. So it includes VDA. 132(4)(a) and 292(c) income tax contains a legal permission presumption against this person, which includes now ITB expands the list of assets include VDA, virtual digital space, electronic content record and communication fund and computer system. So what they recognize virtual digital asset as an asset, virtual digital space as an asset, electronic content record and communication on a computer system. So this is across the board. They have added the word of this kind of nature, then how to contain that, how to collect it, how to store it, how to use it, how to digitalize it, and how to prove in the court that these are the same data which is being used. There is an algorithm or a hash total would be made, and the hash total would be copied, and then there would be a data use. So hash would be a digital signature, which would prove that whatever data is collected from computer system, VDA, is still become a valid data, is being used in this way. Section 130 empowers the income tax authority to conduct surveys, gather verified tax. During the survey, authority can inspect the box. Now the ITB extends the scope beyond books and other computer system, anything but connected with system and virtual digital space. So during survey also this provision is added. The ITA provides power to income tax authority conducting survey to record a statement of any other person may be relevant to any proceeding. ITB requires that such statement must be recorded by the tax authority on oath. During the survey, there were no statement were recorded on oath. Now it is decided to take it on oath also. Transfer pricing, there was a mechanism by which they say that you make say transfer pricing 2-3 method and then make an average. They said no arithmetic mean is been removed. ट्रांसफर प्राइसिंग पहला तो कहता था नहीं कि આપણે શું કહેવાય cost plus method transfer क्या बोलते हैं external का internal का cost plus method sales resale minus this thing, these are all being reduced to arithmetic method. So they said only one method would be used, multiple method plus arithmetic method has been removed. And let me remind you that this time there is a block of 2 years have been made for the purpose of transfer pricing. If the SSC can choose it, if the block they can choose it. This is an option given in this budget also, because most of the time transactions remain the same kind. Income tax provides that where during the pendency of any proceeding, any SSC creates a charge or a part of possession or of any of his asset in favor of another person, such charge or transfer shall be void as against the claim in respect of tax or this thing. Asset means land building, but now includes virtual digital asset. IT amends the definition of asset include virtual digital assets. ITA provides section 293 empowers the government to take a faceless scheme for registration or approval. ITB has proposed to expand government power. Government can now introduce faceless scheme for any purpose. But the government has power to amend and modify any faceless scheme. So no faceless, there were so many things were coming and government was not able to conclude it. Now government that given a power that they can make for the purpose of faceless assessment any rules, regulation in made their behalf. With this, I'm concluding this session. Okay. Thank you very much. More on this later on. Okay.